Hello, everyone. Yes, I think we can start our webinar. Welcome, and let's welcome to the first actually webinar this autumn season. My name is Olena Gryniuk. I'm the CE director at the SME Banking Club, and I will host today's session. And today we will speak about agile, AI-driven, and future-ready financial services. I'm joined today by two guests, Andrea Ivets, CE Territory Manager at LifeRay, which helps banks and fintechs to build better digital experience, and Peter Kalmar, CEO and co-founder at WebTown, offering customer-centric software development. So Andrea and Peter, I'm very glad to have you today. Welcome. Before we go to the topic, let me just very shortly mention organizational information. So we plan our webinar for 35 minutes. We start from the presentation, and in the second part of the webinar, we will have a Q&A session. And as we would like to have this webinar very interactive, so please, you're welcome to type your questions in the chat right after or right in the moments when you have them, and we will read them during our discussion. And we are recording this webinar, so right after we finish, you will receive the link to the video and the presentation. So let us go to the topic. We all know that today in rapidly evolving financial markets, the ability to connect with the customers in time with a relevant offer, and this offer should be very much in context of customers' life and business. And engaging customers digitally is becoming a really crucial driver for growth in all customer segments. And I saw recently McKinsey's report, which says that the companies can generate 30% more revenue due to personalization. And today we will focus exactly on that topic, on the personalization of offer for SME and business customers. And on this note, Andrea and Peter, I'm handing over a microphone to you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Olena, for the warm welcome. And thank you all for joining today's webinar and giving us your time and being interested in the topic that we will talk about today. I will do the short intro into the topic we chosen for today, Agile, AI-driven, future-ready financial services, with a focus, like Olena said, on the personalized customer experiences and the need for that we have seen in this financial space. My name is Andrea Ivets, working as a CE Territory Manager within LifeRay. And after my presentation, our partner, colleague Peter Kalmar from company WebTown will showcase you the live demo environment and how you can actually provide these personalized experiences utilizing LifeRay technology. One thing I would like to ask you at the beginning, or ask you to ask yourself, is how far have you come with the personalized customer experience within your company? We didn't put the survey here for you, but we would like to get your feedback on this question throughout the chat, if possible. Okay. The personalization and why actually the customer experience is important. It's actually crucial because it directly impacts business ability to attract and retain the customers. And positive customer experiences lead to the increased customer satisfaction, loyalty, and advocacy, which means driving the growth and the market share for the institutions that are doing it. Today, the customer experience actually became a differentiator, and it actually allows businesses to stand out from the crowd. On today's agenda, we'll go through a little bit more details about the customer experiences, the importance of the customer experience, designing your roadmap, how to choose the right technology. Then we'll switch to the live demo, and at the end, we'll have the Q&A session. Many analysts, and Olena mentioned McKinsey, some others were also doing researches in this space, and there was lots of results why for the companies should be important to really implement the personalization and really good customer experience. You can see that 77% of the B2B customers have found the purchasing processes being very complicated and for the same reason quite unsatisfying. Okay, 86% of the same audience actually is expecting from you. This is also a result. I didn't have it as a number here on the slide, but it has been evaluated that they expect you to actually be well informed about their personal interactions during the service and to make those and utilize those data to make the processes much simpler. Customer experience also accounts for more than 2/3 of the customer to be loyal to you. Okay, and this number actually surpasses the brand and the pricing combined. Okay, and the last one is quite important too, because more than 60% of the customers will not use your services again after they had a bad experience. The customer is always right. This is actually something that we are all aware of, and it's actually a powerful reminder for businesses to prioritize customer satisfaction and build the strong relationships. But it's also crucial to balance this philosophy with your own values, employee well-being, and ethical consideration when you're implementing it. Okay. How to design your roadmap. I do believe that many of you are aware of how to do it and you have probably utilized it in your daily work, but there are a few points I would like to mention on the side of not to do's. Okay, what you should be avoiding when you are actually building this roadmap. Today on the market, you will find more than 1,000 different technologies together with the AI that enable you to actually deliver these personalized experiences. Don't build a jungle, okay? You really don't want to have the uncontrolled growth and the zoo of technologies when you are building those experiences, okay? The better thing is actually to analyze the status quo and understand the requirements with all the stakeholders. You don't have only two departments serving your clients. Maybe they have that in their names, okay? But everybody in the company or anyone who is serving different clients, the whole company should be included in how to actually build and how to actually develop this customer journey and customer experiences. Don't leave people behind. Your clients and your employees are as much as relevant when you are making these changes and actually providing different customer journeys. And what is the most important is also to take their feedback back, both from the customer and the internal people side. It's not a race. So you want to have this as a competitive advantage. That's not a question, okay? But the customer experience is a journey that you should be building, not in a way that you come first to the finish, maybe without the client or without a good experience, but actually to be able to build it throughout the journey and closely link it to the corporate strategy, okay? On top of that, don't create a roadmap that is set in stone. You are probably witnessing the change of the behavior of the clients, of the technologies, everything in the world rather fast. And this has to be adjustable, okay? So you need to be able to really iterate the processes if needed, okay? Don't guess what your customer needs. You have enough internal information or the data about them, and it's always good to ask the clients actually what do they need or what would they like to have. And the final one is also quite relevant. Don't violate the customer trust, okay? Don't go overboard with personalization to the point where this becomes uncomfortable or the client might feel like his or her privacy is being violated. What about the technology, okay? How to choose the right technology for your needs. Also, some important parts to be considered, okay? You know what are your preferences and so on, but keep in mind that you should reduce the complexity. You've seen on the results of the evaluations that this is not something that flies good with the clients, okay? So map those complex processes, try to break them down and try to make that experience not complex in same way, okay? Find a solution that fits your specific needs. When the client is working with you or interacting with you, for them it's irrelevant if you have 10 departments who are serving different pieces of the journey they have. They want to have it on the one place. So you need to create this integrated, seamless customer experiences and actually collect all those relevant information at one place for them. And also you need to ensure that you can respond quickly to the future requirements. If anything changes, you need to have a technology in place that actually enables you to do that. You don't choose a technology for 1 month, 6 months, or 1 year. You have your short-term and long-term goals, but your technology should also be able to support that. Saving resources, so TCO and ROI are rather important, but also you can save resources on utilizing low code, which is on the market on for years. And also you should avoid vendor locking in, because this is something that usually increases the cost, not lowering it. Liferay digital experience platform actually enables you to cover or to support this whole customer journey. When I say the whole journey, it means from the point when your client is not yet a client, he's maybe just some contact or some persona on the market you would like to attract and engage with. Okay, then you would like to convert them, you would like to sell them something utilizing pre-purchase, purchase, and purchase, post-purchase phase of the cycle, and you would like to grow and utilize that client as your advocate to bring the new clients. Okay, Liferay as a platform actually enables you to do that, and you get all in one platform. So the portfolio consists of the core piece of the commerce engine that covers these purchase processes, and analytics cloud that you will shortly see in a demo now, that actually enables you to track behavior of the content you're serving to your clients, but also the behavior of the customers. I'm not going to go too deep in the technology itself. So the platform itself can be deployed in different ways as a self-hosted solution or in any option of the cloud, either as a PaaS or the SaaS. After the live demo, sorry, I'm not going to overwhelm you with the questions. This is the final one from my side. But after the live demo, I would like you to ask yourself, where are you stuck in delivering personalized customer experiences that convert and retain? You will see in Peter's demo what is actually possible, how you can utilize these the analytics cloud, segmentation, personalization features, but also the AI. And I think this would be a valid question for you to understand where are you in this part of the journey. I want to thank you for the time you have given me to present my part, and I'm now passing the word to Peter Kalmar, who will show you the live demo, and we see each other at the Q&A. Here you go, Peter.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here today. And basically, what I would like to show you, just give me 1 sec so you can see my screen. Yep. Hopefully now you can see it. So basically what we prepared for today is just a quick demo. I don't want to go into very much into the details, but it's important to see that what we're going to show you is a complex out-of-the-box functionality of Liferay DXP portal. So the first thing, what you can see, this is a very nice website, which includes a lot of different information. But if you go through it and you check the different contents, what you can see, you see that you are at the moment not really personalized. It's just asking you if any advice needed. So basically you can check out different tips and tricks about it, but still the system itself doesn't know what you are interested in. But if I start and basically go and, for example, read one article regarding an interesting loan, and then next time when I am here, I go back to the main page, then you can see that basically the system itself is trying to sell me loans. And it's important that it understands what I am doing on the website. And what I will show you, and that what I try to explain, is that how easy it's with Liferay and how easy it's to do with the system. So basically there are other functions also in this demo, not going into very much the details, but for instance, you can easily start a new application form, fill in the forms. The form has different pages and different steps. I will show you how easy to put together a form like this in the system. So if I go and basically decide to log into the system, then I have to add my admin credentials to be able to log in. The system itself has a lot of different sites because this is a multi-site system. So you can see here another banking site, which we have in the demo, but I can decide to pick and go to the live bank, which you just seen. You can see a bit the page has changed. So basically I have this one on the top where I can do different things with the page. The first important part, that what I can see here is basically the experience of loans. So if I check, I have other options here. For example, experience of accounts. So when somebody would like to open an account, that this is the banner which we would like to show to them. Also, here we can see the default one, which we have seen before. So basically, if we would like to do any changes on these different experiences, on the same site, then I can just easily click on edit. What you can see now that the system is loading, and it's very easy to do any kind of changes. So basically, you can go into any element and change any content. So add new things. If there is a picture, you can just quickly click on the picture and you can decide if you would like to change the picture to anything else, on drag and drop another picture to there. So basically the flexibility here is huge. Also the same with all the buttons, all links and everything what you can see here. You also have a possibility to see the page on different screens, for example, on a mobile, and even decide which elements would you like to see or which you don't. Also, you have the possibility to change the layout and decide that how many elements you would like to put into one line. So it's very flexible. And also you can choose which experience would you like to edit. And based on that choose, you can decide what to show to whom and how to set up the page. The whole thing has the whole system has different fragments, which are content elements and widgets. Under widgets, there are tons of built-in solutions which you can use. And I'm not going into the details, but you can imagine that basically a lot of different use cases can be done with the system. Of course, there is a big way of collaboration. So if you wish, you can send messages to other users who are also working on the page. So that's quite easy to use and quite flexible. So, but of course, when we talk about personalization, we also talk about segments. So basic the logic behind it, that I can have different segments in the system. These segments can be set up based on different rules, and I will show you very soon at Analytics Cloud that how to set it up. And basically, when we have a segment, then we can decide what to show to him. What I just showed you was that basically how to edit the different experience for the different segments. But in this system, basically, there is a way to segment the users. Before we go into segmentation, and I show you some of the information regarding that, let me just show you one more thing. If you remember, I showed a while ago, basically the form where you can open an account. So the logic behind it is that basically we can create different forms in the system. So for instance, in this use case, there is the current account application form. In the current application form, account application form, there is a very simple way to add different fields. If I want, I can add any type of other fields. I can create new pages. I can set up different rules. For instance, what type of information can be added here. I also can fetch information like country from data providers, which is coming from, example, from a backend system and so on. There is a lot of flexible ways here. And also there is a way that I use a rule engine. And in the rule engine, basically I can add that if there is a rule, if something happening, so if any of the fields is filled or not, or there is a value which is bigger or smaller, then I can do actions like showing other fields or enabling fields or just autofill other fields. So there is a huge flexibility how we can basically create these different forms. And when we have this form, of course, this is not enough because this form just will simply store in the system. What we would like to do is then has a process for it. So basically when the form is filled up, then there will be something will happen. And basically here you can see, for instance, a workflow, and this workflow is very easy to change, very easy to add. And in this workflow, of course, there are some programming where, for example, we call a backend to create the user or start to create an account. But what is important, most of these elements are low code, no code. So basically, using the different Liferay Autos DevOps functions, we can do a lot. So not going into very much details in a lot of other elements, because Liferay itself includes a whole commerce solution for B2B and B2C, and there are a huge amount of different functions that I would love to show you. But just to keep the timing, I would like to dive into the Google Analytics Cloud. So Google Analytics Cloud, basically an analytics service. If you know Google Analytics, this is something like that, but it has a lot of other functionality. One of these functionalities is that basically you are not just seeing page level of information based on your site, you also have asset elements of information. So for example, if we have this blog article, then we can see what's happening with this article. Maybe this blog article is in different pages, in different sites, and I would like to follow what's going on with that. Also, I can be interested that if there is any known individual, anybody who logged in the system and doing something with these kind of elements. So this gives us another level of understanding about what's going on with our system. Also, when we talk segments, if you can remember, we had a page where basically we wanted to show it to some of the people. So it can go based on behavior, for example. It can go based on who is visiting a page, visiting a form. So very quickly, what we can do is, for instance, if we have let's say, view the form element, then I can say that, of course, if the system has, let's say, the current application form, I can maybe just create a segment. Anybody who viewed the current application form in the last 24 hours, then I would like to create a segment which is called form viewers or account opening viewers. And basically what I want to do for them next time is that whenever they go to the website, maybe I would like to add a button saying that, hey, would you like to continue to fill in the form? So there are thousands of different use cases how you can use the engine to basically create segments. And this can be based on individual attributes, which we know about a user. We can do it based on what is their interest, which the system with AI can automatically read from the content, or just session attributes, which country is coming, which city, which site they are coming, maybe from a Facebook advertisement or so. So basically with this, you have a lot of possibility. And also you have a view of the known individuals. And basically these known individuals, like, for example, my test user, we can see what this test user is doing here. So the whole journey. And basically I can follow that, okay, he clicked here, then go to this content and do this or that. So it's very good understanding of what's happening with the customers, with the assets, and with the site itself. And also we can run A/B tests in the system, and we can follow how the different tests are running. So, and the last, but not at least, it's very important to talk about AI, because AI can be integrated into this whole system. So I would like to give you one example, which is on our another demo environment. And this is just a simple AI chat. So for instance, here we have our AI chat. So I can ask a question. Hi, what can you offer me, for instance? So I can ask the AI, and it says, hey, we are Webtown Bank, and we have different packages. So he's telling me what kind of packages they have, what they can offer. So maybe I can ask, okay, great. I am, let's say, a student. I'm a student. Okay, great. So let's see what he's saying. Wonderful. Then he is now understanding that there is a student saving account. So he's giving me this kind of information and giving me different, very important things. So I can continue talking to the AI, and basically based on the information, what we put into the system, integrated with all the context, what's happening, I can show different information for the users. So basically, in a nutshell, this is what I wanted to show you today. Of course, I'm happy to answer any of the questions. We still have a couple of minutes. If there is any question, we just can start and discuss it and reply to it together with Andrea. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter and Andrea. And yes, we do have time for questions now. Please type them in the chat. Well, I will start from my questions. Well, thank you very much for great presentation and examples. So let's discuss all of that. So my first question will be to you: from what actually banks and fintechs also should start when personalizing customer experience? Like, what is the basis? What is the backbone for that? Is it the detailed customer segmentation when the financial companies know what exactly they would like to offer to each subsegment, let's say, or this is access to data, access to real-time data? What is or behavior prediction and analysis? What is, on your opinion, is the backbone to start, or when the banks and fintechs can start to personalize their offers?
Okay, I can pick this one up, Peter. You can fill me in if
Go
needed.
go for it, Andrea. Thank you.
So, from what we've seen, like in the financial space or banking market, okay, it can be all of it. What you mentioned, Olena. Some clients or some banks are utilizing real-time data, some are utilizing historical data, depending actually who the marketing and digital sales channels in most of the cases are trying to reach, or actually what are their KPIs. Okay, you have like we were talking, this customer journey is quite important, because at the same time you can grow with the new clients, but you can also grow a lot with the existing ones, maybe even easier because they're loyal longer time with you. But if you can serve them really what they would need, then that growth can happen. Okay, so technology itself is not the backbone here. To be honest, it's more about actually, like, where do you want to grow? So if someone wants to attract a new set of the clients, I don't know, like entrepreneurs, okay, you will need to make an offer. We are now talking only digital space. It does reflect in the physical one, but we are now in the platform space. So we need to serve them informations relevant to what they actually need, how their journey looks like. It's much different from anything else. Okay. Uh, this is the one part where you attract and you try to track. This is what Peter was showing. Okay. They went here, I'll lead them there. Because actually, their, I would say, patience is rather short. And actually, statistics on the amount of the time people are spending in digital space are this is really something you need to nail fast. You have a little bit more than a minute, okay? So that's really challenging, okay? But you can do it, okay? Because these people that will serve them from the banking side, they really know what they need and how does it look like. So you just need to sort of connect the dots. When we talk about existing clients, banks not usually, they do have enough data to serve them in such a way. There are examples of the banks who are doing it on, let's say, group level, segmenting the groups. And now we see even more that is going to the what they call hyper personalization, literally on the individual level. Okay, so you really are checking some personal banking accounts, what people are having. Are they a fit for, I don't know, higher level of the card owner? Are they fit to be sold some additional services, I don't know, in the loan space or in the savings space? Okay, I would say the pioneers in this for years are already wealth management systems. This is where it was working, like even before personalization as such was buzzed. But these are all different concepts, okay? And what will they use? It depends on them. Fintechs are the ones who are going to make it work. They're quite relevant because of the, I would say, maybe we see them more in the B2B space when you are building these kind of applications or solutions. But I would say this is how it looks like. Peter, not sure if you want to add something.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I think we have a question here for Peter from Lyubica. She asks, can these functionalities that you just showed be applied for mobile platforms in parallel with the PC or online-based platforms?
Yes. So basically, Liferay itself has a headless API for all the functions. So basically, what usually happens, it depends on if the mobile is a mobile app, so native mobile app, or a hybrid mobile app, or usually, for example, how we approach it, that we have Liferay in the backend, and basically some of the functions happening there. And we develop in Flutter, for example, the mobile apps. And Flutter is using Liferay headless APIs calls to do the different functionalities. So there is, of course, one way is the responsive web view, which can be used in the mobile or even in a mobile app, but that's different. I think the question is more regarding the APIs. So yes, there are basically a huge amount of APIs already in the system. If something is missing, that usually we can do with a small development just to raise information and uh,
Mhm.
and give it for other applications. But I just give one more example. Usually, for example, we have projects where we use Liferay, low code, no code, to basically manage the login, logout, manage the users, manage all the data basically with objects, because I didn't show that there is a solution where you can store a lot of informations in Liferay, and basically automatically it creates permissions, creates APIs, and you can use this information to showcase data and also use it for analytics and other purposes. So shortly, the answer is yes, but it depends on the use case to see what the API is capable of. But this is well documented.
Okay, thank you. I would like to ask you both maybe about the AI, because you showed Peter the example of the AI chat, and we do see that some financial companies in the region are starting to implement such chats. But I would like to ask you also in general, what is your opinion? When do you think that AI is worth of application, let's say, in the personalization, and when it doesn't?
Uh, So let's start with how to start with AI, because I think that's always a big question, that that if we want too much from AI from the first step, then maybe this is not the best approach.
Mhm.
So what I usually suggest is that let's start with a step by step. So for instance, using AI to personalize all the answers and changing the site content and everything, maybe it's too big step for starting, right?
Okay.
So what I would start is that, because the biggest issue is that how we can sure about the answers, how we can sure that AI is not saying some kind of bullshit or just hallucinating and finding out something which is just not exists. So we have to be sure with that. I think the big question is that how it's not about how you use the chat. It's more about that how you basically train the model and how you set it up. And basically, there are solutions, enterprise solutions, which are really trying to focus on the governance level of AI. So basically, to be sure what AI is responding, how to be sure that we are still, nothing bad is happening. So I think that's the key question. And then the platform is that how to show and how is it a chatbot? Is it voice? Is it what kind of solution? Is it just changing the content on the site? This is more like the experience what we show. The big question is, what are the topics? What we
Mm.
would like to be answered by AI, and how to set up the back end of the whole things. That what is the information with AI is getting, and how these responses are the right governance is there. So I think that's the key question. But we do have solutions where we see that there are enterprise solutions for that, and we also work with this. Yeah, but Liferay itself is rather the platform where you communicate. This is the digital experience platform, the digital experience of the whole process.
Mhm, mhm. All right, all right. And maybe to wrap up today's session, my last question to you will be how actually to start cooperate with you, to start using LifeRay platform. From what banks should start? What are the steps? What are resources probably needed from the bank side? Yeah.
Um, Usually, but Andre, if you want, you can
Yeah,
reply.
thank you. We'll do it both. Okay, so uh, we have, like the presence across the different financial institutions for years. Okay, and we are also working with the new prospects in this space. Okay, even today talking to you, we are addressing, the needs of this vertical. Okay, Liferay such has a trial option of the software that can be downloaded on our site. Like I already mentioned, it can be like deployed on the machine, physical machine, or you can download and utilize the cloud version also that is available and play with it. We usually do the business, and today I'm here also for a reason with our partner through partners. Okay, so partners are the ones who are also supporting the clients and working on the projects, because platform itself, it's not like out of the shelf, you plug and play it. No, it's actually customizable. There is lots of things that the clients are utilizing out of the box or in the concept of low code, like Peter showed. But at the end of the day, you need to load the data inside and set it up, configure it, and this is what our partners are doing. So this is the let's say uh, the additional step how you can work with us, okay, through the partners. Okay, one thing I also just wanted to go back. Sorry for taking the time. I wasn't too fast on the, like unmuting myself. When we talk about the AI, because it's a big thing, even though we are a digital experience platform, there are pieces of the platform itself that come with AI. So it's also within the semantic search, for example, this is one area where we see a huge adoption, and we kicked it off by ourselves also from first, because it does make a difference and it's relevant to the speed of, or let's say the short time that any audience will be willing to give you to find something in digital space. On the other hand, what we see also on the market is when people are choosing AI, they're choosing different tools. So we as a platform actually have this approach, bring your own AI. So anything that the clients would like to utilize, okay, they can utilize it. And this is how they usually start, okay. Peter, how to approach us? You can continue, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just very quickly regarding just continuing the AI part. Yes, I didn't show it, but you can create content. You can even create page structure with AI automatically. So there are tons of translation and so on. But this is built-in functions which can be connected with your your own AI. Which one is you prefer?
Mhm.
Regarding contacting us, usually we worked with several banks like K&H, Raiffeisen, KBC, and so on. And usually, what I'm a big fan of is just to start the discussion, do some workshops, do a little POC, and so on. So before we decide, how to work together, we are very open for for start a conversation and see what's the best fit for the customer, because it's very hard to just get an RFP and respond to that. I I'm not a big fan of that, because usually there are several questions which need to be clarified. So yeah, anybody can reach out to us and we are very happy to start a conversation, but it will be an iterative conversation where we can get to a point where we can tell what's really needed and what we suggest.
Mhm, mhm. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much, Andrea. And thank you very much to all our attendees. Thank you for today. So, as I mentioned, we will send out the materials right away. And thank you. And see you next time online.
Thank you. All the best to you.
You
Thank you for
all.
us.
Goodbye.
Okay.